fans, and welcome back to Daytona 500 here at the NASCAR iRacing Series, here presented by V8s Online. I'm JD Smith. With me here this afternoon is Kane Kraft. And welcome back, guys. Here we are on lap number 71. First off, want to apologize about the technical difficulties, but
yeah, I'm here. What we're doing is great. Made it change to the lead. We've got Dylan Duvall right on the bunker there, and Ray Alfala closing in for third.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kane, Ray Alfala has been on top of his game all race long. He was pole sitter and literally has not fallen out of the top 10 all race long. He has just looked very strong. One of the strongest cars we've seen all day long. Another one, of course, is Malik Ray and also Brad Maurer as well. Some of the drivers we've seen move up in position since you guys left us was the number 20 car of Michael Johnson, currently all the way up into the 6th position. Another big mover, Tyler Hudson, who earlier in the race was all the way back in the 25th position. Kane is moved up into the top 10. He currently rides in the 9th spot.
Yeah, I see car number 20. Michael Johnson has into the 5th position. You know, Michael's a regular in the 5th car. He's actually done very well last season, finishing in the 3rd spot. So we definitely know that Michael Johnson is a very skilled driver.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. And, you know, since we left everybody and we're just getting back here live, I do want to do a quick rundown of the top 20. We've had 3 cautions here so far. We currently are on lap 73 of 200 here, so not even here yet to halfway yet. We'll be heading towards the halfway point in just a little while. We have seen 1 round of pit stops to this point. With 3 cautions, we've had some guys actually make extra stops. They will be able to run a little bit longer. Right now, currently, a scary moment, 3 wide going into turn 1. And we have a car in trouble. It is going to be Michael Conti in the number 8. He has fallen back in a hurricane. He got up into the wall a little bit. Something happened and he had to slow down. The Abutu Chevrolet is in trouble. We'll have to check in and see what happens. It looks like he's going to have to make his way down pit road. I don't know if he blew an engine or what just happened.
Yeah, I didn't see any smoke, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, he is definitely racing a lot slower than he should have been, buddy. You know, if something was okay with the car, he would be scooting into pit road. This is bad news for the number 8. I hate to see that for Michael Conti. The race recall, there it is. It is a blown engine, guys. He is trying to make his way back to pit road right now. So best of luck to Michael Conti. Not a great way to start out the opening race here at the Daytona 500. He had such a fast car, Dave.
You know, at the start of last season, he started off kind of bad in the pro races, but he finished off really strong. And so I do know that Michael Conti can overcome an instance like this in the first round of the season, and he's definitely got a little bit of Daytona bad luck. But if anybody can overcome from a bad race in the first race of the season, it's Michael Conti.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, I got to put my attention on this front pack. Right now, we have Malik Ray pushing the number 13 of David Duvall. And that car right now is super fast. A 13 really moving it. Both those Chevrolets really pushing on the high line. Right now we do have the number 3 of Ray Alfala in his Ford Fusion right now. And up there solo right now, he had a pusher. The pusher was the number 10, and he tucked in on the bottom line. And Ray Alfala is stuck out to dry up top all alone. Will he be able to get the sim pedals, the SP sim pedals, Ford Fusion, and back in okay? He does have some help coming up. It's going to be the number 17 machine of Jordy Lopez Jr. in his Duval Designs Ford Fusion. So help is on the way.
Yeah, that is pretty lucky. You know, that he's not going to fall back too far because there's a car that joined him out there. So hopefully he'll get a push and get right back up there.
Yeah, right now looking okay. He's side by side with the number 10 car of Brad Meyer, who just now dipped below the double yellow line. That is not where you want to be down on that apron. It can get dangerous in a hurry, and you lose a lot of time when you touch that apron. And the drivers literally have to think of that apron as hot lava. They do not want to touch it. Things can get scary in a hurry. Not only will it slow you down, if you're not careful, your car can do some really funny things on the differential and the embankments there. Especially in the turns, Kane. I've seen cars get loose and cause big ones from getting down below that double yellow.
Jordy Lopez having a hard time deciding if he wants to go push Ray Alfala or stay down there in the opening, and he's decided to stay down in the opening because Tyler Hudson's coming up to give Ray a push. Boy,
look at that pairing right there. Tyler Hudson in the number 1 Ford Fusion right there. How about that right there? You have 3 championships in 2 cars right there pushing one another. That is a very, very dangerous combination up on that top lane right now. And don't you know, the top 5 drivers other than them know it right now. This front little pack trying to make a little leeway, Kane, as we have the top 5 breaking away from the number 10 car of Brad Meyer right now at the moment. Brad Meyer really needs to grab a hold of a draft soon because he is in danger of losing this lead little pack here.
Yeah, no, looks like that's exactly what he's doing. He's tucking in and trying to catch back up to the pack, and there he is. He's caught right back up, so he must have been listening to your broadcast, JD, because he's following your advice.
He did, and now he's got up on the high side and trying to hope for the Jordy Lopez Jr. has joined him on the high side, and they are the only high side drivers right now, as Ray Alfala has tucked into the lead right now with Tyler Hudson doing the pushing. And one of the things that we haven't talked about all race long, Kane, and something to keep an eye on since we've seen it right now, it really has brought it to my attention, but the heat in these things gets very hot when you have a big draft and you're stuck behind somebody doing a lot of pushing. You got to keep an eye on that temperature gauge. It is very important, and we see why, as we saw Michael Conti already 1 engine blown today.
Yeah, that is definitely a shame. These cars do get very hot. If you push for too long, that temperature gauge goes up, and if you don't get it cooled down quickly, that's exactly what you find. You big poof of smoke coming out the back of the car, and you're done. So seeing these guys be extra careful today, Tyler and Ray, definitely. Tyler's back there taking it easy, keeping it cool, and then he'll get back on and push a little bit. So a lot of these guys being a little extra careful with their temperature gauges today.
Yeah, right now, very, very interesting. The xgaming.com, number 13 of Dylan Duval in the Chevy SS is leading the way with Jordy Lopez Jr. in the Duval Ford Fusion in 2nd place. 3rd place right now is the number 3 Sim Pedals Ford Fusion of Ray Alfala with Brad Meyer in his Chromatic Graphics number 10 Chevrolet in 4th. And rounding out the top 5 is the Checkpoint Graphics Ford Fusion of Tyler Hudson with Malik Ray in the JDR Graphics Chevrolet there in 6th. How about Michael Johnson now coming up in 7th with Patrick Crabtree in 8th. 9th is Pedro Mojica with 10th going to Jarl Taheen. How about that for our top 10 right now, Kane?
That's a fantastic top 10. This shows you what a great race this is going to be. These guys are all on top of their game, and they're showing it. You know, this is a great top 10, and these guys are just doing a great job.
I want to point out a dangerous group of drivers that are kind of fell back early in the race and now are starting to make their way back towards the front. How about the outside pole sitter, the number 28 GMercer.com Chevrolet of Adam Gilliland on his way back towards the front. He's being pushed by the US Chrome Ford Fusion of Timmy Hill. These two really pushing it. Also Chris Overland in the Menards 31 Chevrolet. He's moving his way back towards the front as well.
You know, now that you mention that, when Adam dropped back, he dropped back to me right next to Timmy Hill. So maybe it's Timmy Hill who he's dropping back to partner up with. And if so, they're still sticking together and working their way to the front.
You know, that's a very good point. Right now, the top 19 drivers within 2 seconds of one another. All those guys really close together. And one of the cars that was really fast, he actually was the pole sitter in the Daytona shootout, is Brian Lowe. He's back in 16th position. He was all the way down at the bottom of the field early in the race. Here at lap 84, he is all the way up to 16th. And he's a part of that lead pack, Kane, and that's where he wants to be right now. Very, very impressive job by him. Also, another car that's been very impressive to this point is the number 5 Chevrolet in the Big Lot Chevy of Jason Jacoby. He was another driver that had a very successful Daytona shootout last week. He is, you know, in the back of that lead pack, and he's kind of in the danger of falling out of that lead pack. Back in the 18th position, down the back straightaway right now, going into turn 3. He's got the number 26 car of Luke Christian in the Rockwell Chevy pushing him. But if he doesn't catch up there, these guys could be in danger of falling out of this big pack here.
Yeah, I agree. He's right at the breaking point there. He's definitely going to want his pusher to get him a little bit closer, that way you don't have that risk of falling completely out of the draft, at least that pack altogether.
How about a new leader, and it is Tyler Hudson out in front, being pushed by the number 20 of Michael J. Johnson there in the Fast Track Sims Chevrolet. These two are making a pretty good pack up here at the very front, getting a really clean. It's only one line right now. It is the lower line. There are 2 cars currently trying the high line. It is Malik Ray in the number 19. He is pushing the number 10 of Maurer up there, and these 2 are trying to move their way back towards the front. Right now, you also have Ray Alfala. He's fallen back just a little bit. He was up there in the lead not too long ago, all the way back in 7th now. And, you know, he don't want to fall too far back there.
Yeah, I think he's okay with that. As we see people push their way up and around, we'll see the leaders fall back on the pace. He's still got a lot of race to go, and he's in a pretty safe position.
Yeah, Tyler Hudson. It's so fun to watch these guys up at the front right now. Tyler Hudson at the bottom line pushing as hard as he can with Michael Johnson. They got Dylan Duvall trying to pass them with Jordy Lopez Jr. also back there pushing. But you got the high and the low line battling again, and the high line is won this time, Kane, and they're going to pull down in front of Tyler Hudson and push Tyler from first back to third. Dylan Duvall is the new leader here on lap 88. And as we close in towards the halfway point on this race, Kane, we have to keep in mind that we've already had 3 cautions, but we've had 1 big one, and we've had 2 little cautions. And well, one was, I'll call it a medium caution. But I think your big one is done for the race. Even though we haven't seen the true aggression yet, the field seems to be a lot more stable now than it was a little earlier. And you see a lap car right now going by with some very heavy damage. And that is the number 23 machine of Logan Sheets, who was involved in that first caution I talked about. And he's trying to do everything he can to try to somehow find his way back on the lead lap. But going down a lap to the leader right now, another lap that's going to be very crucial. I think we're going to see a really long green run. I was looking and I was reading back to last year in the top split came in the Nascar iRacing Series, the Daytona 500. We had 116 green laps before a caution. And so I think we're going to see a long green stretch hit us from this point forward for a while.
I think so. I think these guys have settled down now. They're all just focused on getting through this race. By now, 90 laps into this race, they're probably starting to get a little tired and starting to really feel the strain of such a long race. And so they're just going to take it easy and just try to get through this thing.
Yeah, right now, man, I tell you what, the number 6 car has really lost a lot of speed up there. He pushed all the way up towards there, and he's getting lapped right now. You know, remember, that's Jeremy Lukaska, and he was a part of the big packer high up in the race earlier and got out of the draft, and boy, he just went a lap down. Right now, he would be the lucky dog if the caution were to come out, and he's going to do everything in his power to hold on to that position. But it was really kind of a scary moment for the leaders as they had to kind of get around him there. you know, a lot of lane switching going on. When you have a lot of lane switching going on, that's when things get scary. That's kind of what happened in that first caution, Kane, when we had the guys going into pit road. And, you know, sometimes when a guy decides to pit late, there's nowhere to go but into the back of somebody, and that's exactly what happened and caused our first caution. And boy, I tell you what, that number 1 car is extremely fast when he has the number 20 pushing him. The Fast Track Sims machine right here of Michael J. Johnson. He has really got a fast car when he is pushing. It's funny, Kane, how you can notice some guys are faster pushing and some guys are faster faster leading. It's kind of weird how it goes like that, but I tell you what, that number 20 car can really push somebody.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely got the confidence when it comes to pushing a car, and it does take a little bit more confidence to get on someone's bumper and push them as fast as you can, because just, you know, a little bit wrong on the bumper and you can spin them out. And so a lot of people will be a little bit reserved when doing that, but Michael Johnson's definitely got it figured out, and he and Tyler seem to be working very well together as you see them switch there to keep Tyler's engine cool, or to keep Michael's engine cool. Tyler switched back to do the pushing.
We knew what you meant there, buddy, but all that good pushing right there by the number 20 of Michael Johnson, that Chevrolet engine started to heat up quite a bit. And boy, he goes to get some fresh air, and here comes the number 10 car. Brad Meyer finds his way up in the top line, and that's not going to help Michael Johnson cool that car off. So he's going to have to try to tuck out a little bit up in the high corners and hopefully get a little fresh air in that thing. Hopefully it's not hot. I don't want to see what happened to the number 8 machine of Michael Conti end up happening again. That was very unfortunate. But the number 13 right now is our leader, Dylan Duvall. He keeps finding his way back to the front. Here we are, 3 wide about for the second and third, between the third position right now. The number 17 tries to go, and he just has a wall of air hit the front of that Ford Fusion, and he has nowhere to go. He is stuck there about in third back. He got to the outside trying to make a pass, and then nobody got down there or got up there to push him really. And here he goes now. He finally got a run, Kane, going into the backstretch here at Daytona. Right now he is just pushed up into second place, and he's going to try to pass the leader right now. Number 13 of Dylan Duvall. Will we see Jordy Lopez Jr. make pass for the lead? He's been trying to get up to the front position all race long and stay there. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get it done.
Well, without a partner, it's nearly impossible. He can get some side draft off the cars, but ultimately, the guys with the draft are going to pull away from him. He can keep it for a while, but ultimately they will pull away.
And that's exactly what we're seeing right now, as nobody has jumped up to join him. We should see him, and there he does. He settles down in behind the number 20 machine of Michael Johnson, and he'll have to hang out there. You know, here we are, lap 95. We have almost made it 250 miles in this race, almost to the halfway point. And here comes the outside pole sitter on the top lane, flying towards the front. That's right, folks. The number 28 machine of Adam Gilliland on his way back towards the front where he was early in the race. And look who's the pusher. He's no stranger to the front. The Menard Chevrolet, the number 31 of Chris Overland, is doing the pushing, and these guys are moving fast, buddy. I'm telling you, they are really moving towards the front in a hurry.
Yeah, as we've seen earlier, Overland really knows how to push and get to the front fast, and Adam Gilliland, he, for some reason went to the back earlier. He must feel like it's a little bit safer time to make his way to the front now that the cautions have seemed to start slowing down, and that's exactly what he's doing.
One of the cars that he left behind was the Ford Fusion, the U.S. Chrome Deuce there, Timmy Hill, and he is back in 15th position right now, and that's an okay place to be, as he's under seconds from the lead right now, so it's not a bad place to be, as we're just now getting towards the halfway point in the race. And I'm going to do a rundown since we're at the halfway point, kind of do a little recap to where we're at this point in the race. Our leader right now, and has been leading for quite a few laps now, Dylan Duvall in the GXGaming.com Chevrolet. He is doing a fantastic job there in the lead, followed closely by the JDR Graphics Chevrolet of Malik Ray. In third, Adam Gilliland in the GMercer.com Chevrolet. Michael Johnson in fourth right now with Jordy Lopez Jr. in fifth. Chris Overland back in sixth place with seventh going to, well, now Chris Overland. Back in eighth place is Tyler Hudson with Brad Maher back in ninth. Ray Alfala in the Simpedal Ford Fusion is in 10th. Patrick Crabtree is in the Raptor Ford Fusion. He is in 11th with Pedro Mojica back in 12th. Jarl Taheen is in the 22 car in 13th with Billy Price in the Chevrolet in the 27 best overhead doors Chevrolet there. That's a job for Billy Price. We haven't seen much of him all day. And then we have the U.S. Chrome Ford Fusion rounding out the top 15 of Timmy Hill. Then Patrick Baldwin, no stranger to speed either. He's in the 16th position with Ryan Lowe in 17th. Jason Jacoby is in 18th place with Lou Christian in 19th. And that rounds out the top 19, and that is all our cars currently on the lead lap. Now, when we talk about the Getty MX Lucky Dog, if the caution were to come out at the exact moment, our lucky dog would go to Paul Kashiba in the Pro Design Chevrolet. He's currently in 20th with Jeremy Lubuska back in 21st. He's being pushed by Josh Lawton in the number 22 TCS Chevrolet. And I tell you what, man, Josh Lawton is a fast driver. He has a little bit of damage there, quite a little bit to the front end of his Chevrolet, but it seems to be moving fine now. And if these guys can find a way to get a lucky dog and get back on the lead lap, they're still very dangerous threats in this race game.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of drivers that's had a little bit of bad luck today, I got Case Brickman here, and he had a great race going for him, and ended up catching a little bit of bad luck and ended up out of the race. Case, tell us a little bit of what happened. What happened in your incident there?
We were going into turn 1, I think on like lap 56 or 57, and the 11 car, I guess he arced it into the corner too much or hit the apron, and he got loose and tried to save it, overcorrected right up into me and my teammate, and I think a couple others like Chris Overland.
Ah, man, tough break. So, we're about getting to the halfway point. We just passed the halfway point of this race. How do you think these drivers, the fatigue level is about now at this point in the race? Is it starting to get to them, or you think they're doing okay?
Probably for some of the regular A-class drivers that usually just race like the shorter races, I think it's starting to get to them. The NISWC guys and the pro guys, I think it's not really wearing on them too much.
That's a really good point, Case. And we had a really good race start and still have a great race. That was a very, very unfortunate incident there as we had the first big caution there that you were involved in there. And, it's very tough luck, but not all is lost. I was saying before the broadcast, this is going to be a long season. And I know that everybody wants to go out and do great in the 500. But it's such a long season, Case, and there's plenty of time for you to make this up. And we head out to Phoenix next week, and to Phoenix International Speedway, and hopefully that'll be a great track for you. I don't know. Tell us a little bit about it in your history. Is it going to be a good place for you? Is it a tough test for you?
Just past, like a little bit of information in the past, I've run well at Phoenix. I've grabbed a couple wins there in decent strength of fields. And I think I can run top 5, top 10 come next week. So far with the minimal testing that we've done, it seems to be really fast, and it's gonna really be a good track for me.
Well, that's excellent news, Case. Thanks very much for coming by and having a word with us. One more question before you go. What do you think the max these guys can run on a green lap run, fuel run? How many laps could you squeeze out in testing? Max laps you think these guys can get?
For Daytona or for
Daytona, I'm sorry. Yeah, for here today. Basically, what I'm asking is how long, when do you think the last stop, will you be able to make it to the end here?
They're going to have to pit at least one more time after this one. I think you can make around 42 to 46 laps of fuel is what the counter said when we made the first green flag pit stops.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks a lot, Case. And we should be getting about ready for some green flag stops here in just a moment. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. Thanks a lot, Case, for coming by and talking with us, buddy. Best of luck to you in Phoenix next week. We'll be looking for you on the broadcast, buddy.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is Case Brickman. Ladies and gentlemen, excellent driver. Just had a little taste of bad luck here at Daytona. Okay?
Yeah, and that is the case is with Daytona. You know, sometimes bad luck just catches you out.
Yeah, like Case was telling us though, and you know they said about 42 to 46 laps about max we can pull here. So we're gonna at least have another great round of pit stops. In our first taker is leader Dylan Duvall. He heads down towards pit road right now, Kane, and that is huge as he is the first to take the pits.
Yeah, Michael J. Johnson went in a lap or two ago and got the green flag pit stop done as well. And that may play out in those guys' favors, as if we get a caution here pretty quick, that's going to put them at the front of the field and they're not going to have to take a pit. I'll move right to the front.
Yeah, the only thing is you don't want to get caught a lap down being stuck in the pits when the caution comes out. That can be very dangerous, and that's what can be scary. All right, here comes another group of drivers. Now we see the number 19 of Malik Ray. We also see Adam Gilliland and also see the 17 in the Duval Ford Fusion making their pits now. A lot of cars down pit road. Keep your eyes peeled here to see the race off of pit road.
Well, and as we mentioned earlier, the one thing you don't want to do is get caught out of the pits all alone. And so far we've seen it with two drivers now, with Michael Johnson and with Dylan Duvall. They both exited the pits alone, so I hope things work out for them and the plan ends up working, but it seems like it might be kind of a bad idea to be caught out there on your own.
Oh, it can be devastational, Kane. And the 19 in the JDR Graphics Chevrolet Malik Ray won the battle off of pit road, but as he enters the back stretch, has nobody around him in the draft. He left a little bit too early almost, but I'm sure that the traffic right behind him will catch up and push him. He just has to make sure that he stays with that traffic and doesn't get past. In the meantime, we have our leader on pit road. For the moment, it is Ray Alfala, and he just beats Tyler Hudson off of pit road. And but actually, because of the green flag, he had a very slow exit because his pit box was number 1. If you remember, he is our pole sitter and has that first pit box because of it. And it can be very beneficial during a caution, but during green flags, he doesn't get to get his car up to full speed to get off. So making the pass was Tyler Hudson making his way up towards the front.
Yeah, good explanation there on that front pit stall, because he is on that front stall. He can't get up to speed whenever Tyler's coming by. He's already going pit speed limit speed, and Ray Alfala's at 0. So easy to see how Tyler Hudson got so much ground and got around him so quickly.
Yeah, man, when you're talking about a pit road speed of 55 miles per hour, that's quite a bit of space to make up when you're coming from a dead stop in these heavy cars. But I'm sure he'll find his way back up here. These green flag stops are fun to watch. Ray Alfala is already found his way back in the draft. He's being pushed currently by Brad Maurer, and they just met the number 30 machine and Tyler Hudson. And so they're all right there back together again, the 30 machine of Patrick Crabtree in the Raptor Ford Fusion. And these guys are all back. It's amazing how well they just did a very, very good job by these guys on those green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I was a little unsure how that was going to play out, but these guys, they're definitely professionals at what they do, and when it was all said and done, they knew exactly what they were doing, got through it, and got back onto the race, and we're back to racing.
Absolutely, and look who is out in front right now. How about Adam Gilliland out there in the first position? Started in second place. We saw him fall literally almost to the very rear of the field early in the race. He's made his way back up, back down a little bit, and now back to the lead. I'd like to see Mr. Gilliland lead for a little while. He deserves to be up there. We already know he has an extremely fast car. It's obviously set up for the long run, and that looks like what we're going to need here to win this race is going to be a long run setup with the way these cars have run so far.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think that the drivers from this point on should be looking at the long run, because they've all definitely got the patience and are running a lot cleaner. I say that as the car seems to go wide and scrape the wall, but they're definitely running a good clean race now. I don't think we're going to see too many cautions from here on out. Maybe as we get a little closer to the end, they might start getting a little antsy, but they're all seem to be running a great race.
Yeah, especially up here, and the same names have been up at the top, minus a few names have changed. But right now, we got an excellent race going on up here for the lead position. Here we have on the bottom line Brad Meyer and then the number 13 machine of Dylan Duval on bottom. Up top, trying to make the pass right now in the turn on the high side is the number 28 machine of Adam Gilliland, being pushed by Malik Gray, and they have a wonderful push coming out of turn. And here they are on the straightaway. This is where they might be able to close out. They do. They are able to push down to the bottom line. And Adam Gilliland back out in the lead. Boy, that was a very, very gutsy move there. They really went down there. It was a close call. I think the 10 car of Brad Meyer, he kind of had to ease up just a little bit. But here we are, lap 112 of 200 right now, guys. And we have the race is full blast here in first position. Adam Gilliland with Malik Ray in second. Brad Meyer in third with Dylan Duval in fourth. Fourth is Jordy Lopez Jr. How about Tyler Hudson back in sixth with Patrick Crabtree in seventh. Chris Overland in eighth with Ray Alfala in ninth. And 10th goes to Pedro Mojica. And that's how the 10 runs right now, buddy.
Yeah, we've already kicked off 113 laps. This race is really going by at a great pace with, these guys, such professionals that, having such few yellow flag races. This race is really going by quickly.
It really has, Kane. We mentioned it before, these are the best of the best, and they're showing us exactly why they are. I mean, they literally have just put down a fantastic race so far. A car that's holding its own without any drafting help. Has been a fast car all day. It is the number 31 Menard Chevrolet, Chris Overland. He's up on top. He's actually running parallel with Ray Alfala right now. No push help, and he is hanging with this pack right now, Kane.
I assume he's probably going to aim for that gap down low, but he went on past it, so...
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and he still hasn't. He has the room. Ray Alfala's left him the room. He just won't go down. He's staying up top.
And he's making ground. Great job.
I knew the high line would be a way to go at some point. He's probably going to have some takers go out there with him soon. And I'm thinking if they do, there goes Tyler Hudson. No, he tricked me. He looked like he was about to go high and thought twice about it and stayed down low. But it's going to be fun to see how that high line goes. It all comes down to a gamble. What line will be able to go the fastest at the end. It's you got to make the decision at the right time, and you got to hold on to it. You cannot second guess yourself. Oh no, Michael J. Johnson in the number 20 machine may be having some internet connection issues, and he was in the 13th position at the last lap, and he's still there, but he was disappearing in and out there for a minute pretty badly. And as you guys know, in the sim racing world, that's almost just like a blown engine, and he just disappeared again. Hopefully things are okay for him. We'll find out very soon, as still no pictures of Michael Johnson. That could be really bad news for him, Kane.
Yeah, as you said, we don't really have mechanical failures in the iRacing world, in the simulator world. So we kind of have to, when we have these internet dramas, we liken those to having a broken wheel or a flat tire or a blown engine, something that would take us out of the race in the real world. And that's exactly the issue he's having. It's, no fault of his, just a mechanical failure.
Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate, man. Look at, this guy is a beast. Chris Overland still up top and riding all by himself. And, look at him up there in 6th position and holding his own. That is very impressive. That Menard Chevy is on top of it. And, man, I tell you what, definitely look for that car to be definitely a threat near the end of this race, Kane.
Yeah, he's definitely stayed out there longer, stayed up at the top longer than I would have expected.
Now Tyler Hudson joins him.
I would say he's probably definitely going to want to be being pushed as opposed to pushing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And right now, Adam Gilliland's still holding it down in the first position. He's doing a really good job up there. He left behind. He was running for so long with Timmy Hill in the U.S. Chrome Ford Fusion. Timmy's back in the 12th position right now, and he's being pushed by the number 21 of Chris Hall. Now, Chris is another one that was in the Daytona shootout with Ryan Lowe, and both of them are running in 13th and 14th. They look like they're maybe working together back here. They might be trying to be strategizing a late race move, buddy, so keep them on our radar as well.
Watching Chris over, I'm thinking he added quite a bit of tape in his last pit stop, because he keeps really looking for that clean air, and the speed that he's got, I don't know, he's just smoking fast.
Yeah, he really is, and he does not want to be behind somebody if he can help it, so that definitely makes you think that he really loaded up the tape on the front grill of that Chevrolet, which is very dangerous on a long run here. If you're not able to get a lot of air to the front of that Chevy, it can overheat so fast, Kane. Like I said, it can be really good for a short period. It'll really move you, and I believe that's what we've seen with him. But if he's not careful, he can blow that motor up in a hurry. It'll overheat, and it'll all be over for him. So we'll keep an eye on him. That 31 machine, it is really fast.
It is, and he's definitely trying to make sure he keeps airflow to that front end. We've seen him push the 10 car for a little bit there to get it up front, but as soon as he got it to the front, he got out to the clean air and got his engine cooled down quick. So it might be a strategy that pays off for him, but he's definitely going to have to be careful.
I'm trying to keep a close eye on who the lucky dog would be, and right now in that lucky dog, that Get Dirty MX lucky dog position is still the number 25 of Paul Kashiba. He had a really fast car early in the race. It still is very fast. And if he could get that lucky dog position, and of course on a restart, he would be right there on the lead pack. Look for him. He's still very, very alive in this race.
I definitely agree. Kashiba has definitely proved over the years that he has definitely got the talent to run with these guys. And being allowed down definitely does not disclude Paul Kashiba from this Daytona 500. He's still got a chance.
Well, here is Tyler Hudson all the way up to the lead again, being pushed by Jordy Lopez Jr. We have 2 Fords leading the pack, followed by 3 Chevrolets, and that's always fun to see. Now here they go to the top. There is Overland being pushed by Adam Gilliland up top. Who will lead this lap, the high side or the low side? It will be fun to see here going down the backstretch at Daytona International Speedway. Kane, this is the Daytona 500. This is what it's all about on lap 122. Where will Overland go? He stays up high to stay with Adam Gilliland up top. And here comes Tyler Hudson being pushed by Jordy Lopez Jr. down low. Looks like they will continue to lead as they head towards the start-finish line. And that is an awesome job by the top 4 drivers, really pushing one another. And now you see the top line, and oh, look at Chris Overland decides to leave Adam Gilliland up top by himself. and goes down low, and he'll get a great jump out in the lead, and we ought to see the accordion effect really take place. He has a great lead right now, but you should see Tyler Hudson catch up to him, and then the pack catch up to him. It's one of the unique things about Daytona, or really all the restricted plates. There you see, and now you see the rest of the pack catching up. That's why they call it the accordion effect. One car gets out to a big lead here, and then the next thing you know, the rest of the pack catches up to them. It's just the way that the draft works, and that's why at the end of the race, you do not want to necessarily be in first place on the last lap. If you are in first place, you definitely don't want to have a really big lead unless it's just a humongous lead. But because of that accordion effect, Kane, it can ruin your race.
Yeah, strange strategy by Overland, as he ended up going back out to the outside after, you know, working his way to the front and going to the inside, I guess. As they came in front, he had to get back to the outside to get the clean air, and as that happened, it forced him back a couple car lengths, and now as he's got a pusher, you'll see him work his way right back to the front.
A little bit of news, Luke Christian finally goes a lap down. He tried so hard to stay on the lead lap, and keep your eye on him, because now he would be the lucky dog car. Well, no, he wouldn't, as he continues to fall back. The 25 car has passed him, I believe there, so Paul Kashiba is now would still be the lucky dog.
Yeah, it looks like.
And with Chris Overland out in the lead right now, this guy is so fast. Let's see how long he can lead as he has Brad Maurer doing the pushing. There he goes to the high side again, Kane. I bet he's got the other drivers kind of baffled there. Like, what's his plan here? He won't give us a clear strategy.
Yeah, it's a little unusual.
Well, here we go. Dylan Duval being pushed by Tyler Hudson back in the 3rd and 4th position. And then you have the number 17 of Jordy Lopez Jr. in the Duval Ford Fusion. And that Ford Fusion's been fast all day as well. But how about Patrick Crabtree in the Raptor Ford? It's on its way towards the front. And look who's doing the pushing. How about the number 3 Ford Fusion of Ray Alfala? That is definitely a good combination of drivers right there. And then you have a couple new drivers that are right there, as Jarl Taim is on his way towards the front, just entering into the top 10, and he's being pushed by the number 19 of Malik Ray. A lot of fast guys back there, but one car I'm kind of worried about, and I shouldn't be, because he met up with his good friend back there, Timmy Hill. It is Adam Gilliland. He went back there to race with Timmy Hill again. Something tells me that these two cars are going to be up at the front near the end of this race, Kane.
Yeah, you might be right. It really seems like those two have kind of found each other throughout the race, and it might be a planned ordeal. They might be teaming up and going to work their way right back up to the front.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very fun to see here. All right, guys, it's lap 128, and I know that sounds like still quite a ways to go in this race, but we're eye on things, because at the pace this race is going, this thing will start to be winding down before you know it, Kane. Right now, Tyler Hudson goes to the high side, going to try to make a couple moves. He's starting to slide back a little bit in position. Needs to be careful. He was in 3rd position at the start of this lap, already backward. He will go down to the bottom line to get back in the line of cars. Had nobody to run with, and he obviously doesn't have a lot of tape on the front of that grill, because he was falling back. He's falling back pretty rapidly.
The driver I'm so super impressed with is the 17 car of Jordy Lopez Jr. All race long he's been up there racing with these guys, and he's been making the right decisions and staying right up there in the top 5 for like the entire race.
Yeah, he looks very strong. Another car that is strong all day long is I know we've said it time and time again, but man, Chris Overland, that car is something that's freakishly fast about how he is holding the lead down. And man, I mean, this guy is just, that Menard Chevy is just definitely one to look at. We haven't said his name in just a little while, our pole sitter, and the In the singles Ford Fusion, Ray Alfalla is back in the 8th position, and right now, I'm looking at this, you know, been talking about the Get Dirty MX Lucky Dog car, and if we're able to get that Lucky Dog out, Paul Heba's car is hanging up here with the best of these cars, Kane. He has a fast car. If he can just get Pat back, man, and that's all he's thinking, please, somebody just give me a caution so that I can get this lap back, because I think he's got a car that definitely can compete.
I agree. He's definitely running with the fastest of these guys. If we get a caution and get his lap back, and we'll definitely see him for contention in this top 10.
Definitely interesting right now. Patrick Baldwin in the number 16 Chevrolet trying to push the Big Lot Chevy of Jason Jacoby. They're back in 16th and 5th right now, trying to catch up to Ryan Lowe there. They're still hanging on this pack, Kane. And then, of course, you know, the U.S. Chrome Ford Fusion of Timmy Hill and Adam Gill, and them two right there have been working together all race long. One of the faster cars we've seen all day long, Malik Ray's falling out of the top 10. I don't think it's too much to worry about, but he's been a fast car all day long, and right now I think he's kind of hanging back just outside the top 10 there.
Yeah, the car that I'm watching is, you know, the 14 car Ryan Lowe. And if I'm Ryan, I'm going to be following these two that seem to be pairing up and just waiting for the right moment to go forward. And I'm going to just try to follow them in the front, because I think we're going to see Adam Gill and Timmy Hill start making runs in the front once we get down to these last 50 laps.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, very, very loose there on the car of Chris Hall as he's being pushed by Tyler Hudson there. You know, Chris Hall, man, where'd this guy come from? All the way up to 3rd position right now and trying to fight for the lead, being pushed by the defending champ, and he is all the way up on the high line. And, man, this guy came from the back of the field, didn't he? The number 21 Chevrolet up in 3rd, Chris Hall. And
yeah, fantastic job.
He's got to run on the high side. If he gets to the corner, will he leave Tyler Hudson all alone up top and go to the bottom line? He will not have enough room as the bottom starts to get a little momentum. That 17 machine of Jordy Lopez Jr. has been just an extremely good pusher all day long. Brad Maurer has not left the top 10, I don't think, has he? This guy has been all over this race.
Yeah, you know, whenever they came out of that green flag pit stop, he was back behind Ray Alfalla and was pushing on Ray Alfalla, and then for him to end up here first, that's just an amazing job.
Man, this 31 car of Chris Overland is in danger right now of falling out of the lead pack. I mean, he has, but there is a car that separates him. It is the Lucky Dog, or potential Lucky Dog car of Paul Kashiba. And Paul Kashiba has no draft car right now and is holding his own for the moment. Now, if he gets any further behind, he will not be able to hang around much longer. That is something that Chris Overland definitely knows. He knows that he needs to get up there and at least use the draft to slingshot his way around to catch up to Tyler Hudson up there. This could be a very, very crucial part of this race, Kane.
Well, yeah, and this is could be a potential where it could hurt Chris Overland if he's put too much tape on there, because as he catches Paul Kashiba, he may want to use that draft to follow him, push him up there to catch the rest of his cars. But yeah, it looks like Kashiba's going to catch that pack all on his own.
And that's outstanding for a car that's a lap down. Obviously, his car is fast enough beyond this lead lap, and something tells me we'll have another caution, maybe. I mean, I know he's hoping for one. But the thing is, you hope for a caution, but you want to be the caution, and that's what you got to be careful of. But look at him, man. He caught this pack right here, and so now I'm going to try to keep my eye on that number 31 machine and see if he can catch this lead pack. It's going to be but Chris Overland has the car to do it, and I think he's already there, man. He is just in that, on the cusp of getting in that air pocket.
Yeah.
And how about that? Chris Hall in the number 21 Chevrolet has led a lap. How about that? That car has made it all the way to the front, now being pushed by Tyler Hudson in the 2nd position. And on lap 136 of 200 here at the Daytona 500, Chris Hall leads this Daytona 500. Now this is some big news right now and a scary moment for the Sim Pedals Ford Fusion. Ray Alfalla currently blinking in and out pretty profusely there. Very dangerous as the number 15 car is pushing, and the 15 car drove Mojica there in the Fanatec Chevrolet pushing it. I mean, he's blinking very, very bad. We've already seen this one time with Michael J. Johnson, and it caused Michael Johnson to fall out of that lead pack. And oh man, this could be very, very bad.
Well, one of the problems is with him blinking as bad as he is, the other drivers are not going to want to risk being near him, and so that's going to remove a pusher from him. He's going to essentially be all alone. Now, the guys might risk staying in his draft and getting pulled up that way, but they're not going to risk getting on his bumper and pushing him.
And how about that? The number 27 of Billy Price is about to be passed, or just was passed, pardon me, a moment ago by our leader, and it's now gone a lap down and has just been able to tuck in behind, you guessed it, our lucky dog, Paul Kashiba. Oh, I'm telling you, he was not going to let Billy Price get that lucky dog potential spot. He is leading. So now we have a fun race as we watch the 25 and the 27 battle out for the lucky dogs. They are right there beside one another. Both have decently fast cars. So keep an eye on both the number 25 of Paul Kashiba and the number 26 right there. I mean, excuse me, I apologize. The number 27 of Billy Price. That's a very, very, very important battle, and we'll keep an eye on that as that could potentially get somebody back on the lead lap.
A good call catching that race to the lucky dog. That actually is going to be a very important battle as we get to the end of this race.
Yeah, it is, and I'm still very impressed. Chris Hall is still in the lead. He's been up there for about 4 laps now. Car looks very impressive. I am a little worried about, there it is, the switch. I was about to say I was very worried about Tyler Hudson's car. He's been pushing for quite a while, and we see Chris Hall finally go up top to let Tyler Hudson by. But what that's going to do is
Tyler didn't go back up to pick him back up.
Yeah, he's stuck up there. He's going to fall at least back to the 5th position and fall behind Patrick Crabtree, and possibly he'll be in 5th, but it looks like he's going to have to tuck him behind both the 25 and the 27. He looks for room between the 25 and 27. It's just not there.
Yeah, he's going to try to get as close as possible, catch a little bit of a side draft off of him, and maybe he can get up in front of the 25.
And here comes Malik Ray and Adam Gilliland up top to make it 3 wide in the turn. Coming out of the turn right now, gets a great slingshot around Chris Hall, and both drivers moving their way towards the front. We have seen Malik Ray be very, very fast all race long, Kane, and look at him now all the way up to the 3rd position. Can he get 3rd? He's going to have to pass the Duval Ford Fusion. It's going to be very tough. And now Chris Hall jumps up there to push Adam Gilliland. We have 3 cars on the high side trying to get past these guys on the bottom line. Malik Ray has a little bit of momentum now, and can he make a move up? It just seems like he just cannot get past that. It's like a wall there. He can't get past the 17 car there. It's very, very tough right now, and he doesn't have to be too aggressive. But we're almost 3/4 of the way done with our 500, and a swoop down in the front there, Tyler Hudson and the 10 car of Brad Maher there. I just saw some wiggling going on, but everybody's fine. It's just a scary moment for me watching. 3 wide right now. Malik Ray on the extra high side tucks in fastly behind Adam Gilliland there, and then we have Chris Hall who jumps in behind the 17 car of Jordy Lopez Jr. This is a lot of switching going on right now, guys. This is what it's all about.
I imagine we'll be coming to pit stops here before too long, and so we'll see a lot of drivers really work hard to get down low so that they can get a clean shot to the pit lane.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point, Kane. Another thing that we want to keep an eye on is remember what Case was telling us You know, these cars on a max can only get about 46 laps on a full tank max, maybe 48, 49 if they really save. And the thing that's going to be so interesting to see is if they pit too soon, Kane, they won't be able to make it. This is going to be a really close battle to the end. These tanks are going to be running almost on dry if they pit too early, so they got to hold out as long as they can on this pit stop. What's going to be interesting is if there's a caution in the next couple laps and they pit, it probably won't carry them to the end, or it'll be very close. All right, look at Timmy Hill. Right now, Timmy's pairing up with Dylan Duval, and both drivers trying to catch up to the lead pack. Also right behind them is Chris Overland in that extremely fast Menard Chevrolet. He's trying to push Pedro Mojica back up towards the front. And guys, I just wanted to check in. Remember Ray Alfala had the connection issue. It seems to be okay, but Ray has fallen all the way back to the 16th position and now is following Ryan Lowe, who is currently in 15th.
Yeah, looks like Ryan Lowe didn't follow Timmy Hill like I thought he would. He's stuck back near the 15th position, but we know that it's still over 50 laps left. There's still a lot of racing left. We still got some pit stops to do, so there's still a lot of time left for these guys.
There really is. And how about Billy Price has moved into the lucky dog position momentarily. Paul Kushiba, who has held it for so long, how ironic would it be if the caution came out now and Billy Price was able to get the lucky dog? He definitely would be a lucky dog. And we'll definitely keep an eye on that. We have a new high side. We just had a moment ago. We just mentioned Timmy Hill up there on the high side. He was pushing the 13 machine, and now he's really falling back. Timmy Hill kind of falling back. He's going to have to tuck back in behind Paul Kashiba there in the 25 Chevrolet.
Yeah, either he sees something he don't like up ahead that's making him be a little extra cautious, or he's anticipating the pit stops, the upcoming pit stops. But something made Timmy Hill decide to just let off and tuck back into the lower line.
Yeah, I definitely think that is strategy from Timmy Hill. I'm remembering back to the shootout. Of course, Timmy was a part of it. And I'm remembering he held back a good bit during that shootout. And it paid off, I think, pretty well for him. I'm trying to recall there. It's going to be really fun to see where he finishes this race, because he is definitely on a little bit of a different strategy than most.
Yeah, he's definitely being extra cautious, and I gotta say, it's probably a pretty good thing on this first lap of the season. Daytona 500, it's a race that you definitely want to finish. And he's being extra cautious, I think, to make sure that happens. And I think we'll see him up near the front when this thing's all said and done because of his extra cautious strategy.
Right now, Ray Alfala is the last car on the lead lap, and he is kind of hanging off of that draft a little bit. The connection issues are starting to pick up again as he is blinking in and out a little bit. Hope everything is okay for him, because we definitely know he knows how to drive. It's just very unfortunate when we have an internet issue. Obviously, we had one ourselves, and it's just very rough when that happens. And so hopefully everything will be okay. Here we are on lap 148, Kane, almost 3/4 of the way done. And this is where it gets good when we get to 50 to go here at the Daytona 500 in the 2014 season of the Nascar iRacing Series, the Open Series. This is what it's all about. Right now in the lead, the number 28 Chevrolet of Adam Gilliland with Malik Ray on his tail. Back in third, Brad Marv coming in with Tyler Hudson in fourth. Back in fifth is Jordy Lopez Jr. Dylan Duval pops up into fifth right ahead. And then we have Chris Hall back in seventh with Patrick Crabtree in eighth. Timmy Hill back in the U.S. Chrome Ford Fusion is in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Pedro Mojica. And this is what I want to point out. How about Chris Overland has caught back up to the lead pack? and that crew. They were, remember, there were 2 separate packs came. They have caught back up, and that is a great news for Chris Overland and company. Patrick Baldwin is back in 12th with Jason Jacoby in 13th. Jarl Taheen is back in 14th in the crazy 22 livery, and pit stops have begun. And looking down pit road right now, we have Timmy Hill going in. We also have a couple others going in as well. We have Malik Ray going in. We have Adam Gilliland going in as well. We also have the 13 machine going in pit road as well. Very, very important pit stops, guys. This is very crucial to the Daytona 500. And it's going to be fun to see who will win the race off of pit road. Guys are filling up as full as they can. Now remember, Kane, when they pit, the first round of pit stops to the end, and Dylan Duvall wins the race off of pit road. Another great pit stop by Timmy Hill. Then we have Chris Hall, and then we also have there goes the number 20 car. Remember, that's Michael J. Johnson went up on the high side. He's currently 3 laps down. He had the very bad internet connection, but it seems to have stabled out. And unfortunate for him, he's running in the 21st position right now, and also with Joshua Lawton 3 laps down and Jeremy Lukasco.
Looking to the front of the field now with Brad Marr, Tyler Hudson, and Jordy Lopez Jr. I think we'll be seeing them tuck in pretty soon. They've managed to stay out an extra few laps, and Tyler Hudson seems like he's getting a little more ambitious as these laps roll out. So I'll be anxious to see what he does as his pit stops finish and they get back out on the track.
Got to be careful to get down to the 55 miles per hour. You do not want to get a pit speeding penalty here in pit road, and don't want to overshoot that pit box. So far, so good. And Brad Maurer gets in the box fine. He overshot his box. And Brad Maurer, it's going to cost him a little bit of time. Very crucial there for the number 10 Chevrolet. And the Gale Force Chromatic Graphic Chevrolet gets off of pit road, and he is going to have to find a draft partner really quick as he comes out by himself. Tyler Hudson will be the first car ahead of him when he comes out, and then he's all there by himself. He has on the high side right now. Passing him is Malik Ray, is going to try to tuck in with Timmy Hill right there. We got cars all over the track, Kane. This is where it gets crazy.
Yeah, it gets when we have green flag pit stops, it can definitely get a little crazy for a few laps.
This is where a caution could come out and come into play. Right now, we're showing Patrick Crabtree in the lead in the Raptor Ford Fusion. He has nobody to draft with. He's all by himself. He will have to go in for the pit stop here in just a moment. Patrick Baldwin has just come out of the pits, and he has Ray Alfala in front. Also, the Deuce Crazy Machine there. That's the most craziest paint scheme ever of Jarl Taheen. We can't miss that one. Here you see Timmy Hill and Malik Ray on the high side, and they're going by. Also following them, you have the number 13 machine of Dylan Duvall being pushed by the 28 of Adam Gilliland. What a race we have right now. Dylan Duvall's in 9th with Adam in 10th. And I'm going to try to keep an eye on Patrick Crabtree. He's in first place, but in the pits, so we're going to be interesting to see how far he falls back. He seems to be okay getting off pit road now. How about Ray Alfala found his way up to 3rd position for a moment. He is back down to 10th for the moment and being pushed by Jarl Taheen and the Deuce. And how about a Lucky Dog update? If the caution were to come out, the Lucky Dog would go to Billy Price there in the number 27. And that's very good, as right behind him is Paul Kashiba a little bit further back, who needs to catch up. But look who's pushing Paul. It is the number 31 machine of Chris Overland. We've seen him be outstanding all race long, but right now he's the last car on the lead lap. Chris Overland really needs to catch up. Oh man, here we are, lap 155, Kane. 45 laps is all that remains here in the Daytona 500 of the NASCAR iRacing Series. Things are starting to heat up. Right now, your leader is the number 13 of Dylan Duvall, with Malik Ray doing the pushing in 2nd. Back in third is Timmy Hill. Maybe Timmy knew exactly what he was doing as he's pushed by Jordy Lopez Jr. in the Duval Ford Fusion. And then right behind him, of course, Tyler Hudson there in the Checkpoint Graphics Chevrolet being pushed by Pedro Mojica. He's back in 7th. Chris Hall back in the 8th position with Charles Taheen. He's currently in 9th with Ray Alfala in 10th. And this is what it's all about, buddy.
I think these guys are probably going to try to make it from here.
Do what, buddy?
I think the guys are probably going to try to make it from here.
Oh yeah, they're gonna try to.
They may have to feel safe just a little bit, but I think we'll see most of them try to make it from here. And if so, Timmy Hill has put himself in an excellent position, and Jordy Lopez Jr. is also in an excellent position. I just can't say enough how Jordy's strategy has really played well. He's been up at the front of this pack, at the front of the race for the entire thing. He's stood up. Same with Tyler Hudson. Tyler Hudson came from a ways back to the front and has been up at the front ever since.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And right now, Dylan Duval, they're having to pass right now the number 9 machine as the Rockwell Chevrolet goes another lap down. And that is Joshua Lawton, who is an extremely fast driver. Just unfortunately couldn't hang with the top draft here at the 500, but he's still rolling, man. You never know. He's only 2 laps down. We start having some cautions, man. Mr. Joshua Lawton could be back in this thing. You never know. I've seen crazier things happen. But I tell you what. Oh, man, Patrick Baldwin has retired. As far as we know, he's currently off track, so we'll have to see what happened to him. He was on the lead lap, and we'll just have to see as he's listed in 16th at the moment, but that will fall.
His car looked like it had a little bit of damage on it, pretty significant damage on it, actually, before he retired. I don't know exactly what happened there. Race recall replay just showed him enter the pits with some damage.
Yeah, tough break there for Patrick Baldwin. We will definitely be looking for him at Phoenix next week. All right, lap 158, buddy. I'm starting to get a little nervous here as this lead pack could be anybody in this lead pack to win this thing. It could be anybody literally in the top 18 right now, or 17 there, as Billy Price and Paul Kashiba battle for position for the lucky dog. Billy Price currently has that position, but these two are pushing each other. And I'll tell you what they don't want to do, though. They've kind of fallen off the lead lap a little bit, or the lead pack. Of course, they're off the lead lap, but at the lead pack there. And they don't want to go 2 laps down, because they'll get a lap back with the lucky dog, but they will not get 2. So they need to make sure that they stay at least 1 lap down and not 2. Paul Kashiba is in the most danger of falling 2 laps down, as he is all by himself at the moment, Kane. Well, looking up at the front, Jordy Lopez Jr. is your leader right now with Tyler Hudson in 2nd, Pedro Mojica in 3rd with Chris Hall in 4th, and Jarl Taheen round out the top 5. We do have 4 guys in pit lane right now, and I'm trying to see exactly who we got right now. It looks like we have Dylan Duval in pit lane right now. We also have Timmy Hill made a stop, also Malik Ray, and Adam Gilliland. That's pretty big news right there.
Yeah, I must have found out that they didn't have enough, or maybe we missed something and they didn't pit with the others back then, but
all right, go ahead, Kane, take over for just a second. That's Tyler Hudson going in pit road. Go ahead and fill in for me.
Yeah, we've got the leaders entering pit road now. We got Ray Alfala and Tyler Hudson entering pit road. So these guys must have just calculated and found out they were going to be just a little bit short, and everybody decided to catch one little pit stop to put a little bit more fuel in and get back on the track. So that's definitely going to shake things up, as I do think we'll see a few drivers that tried to make it through the whole thing, and so the ones that could fuel save it might just find themselves in a better position, but we'll have to wait till the end to see if that's even possible. More drivers back in pit lane, so Jorge Lopez Jr. getting back out on the track after his pit stop. Oh, and he spins it out sideways out of pit lane. That's going to really cost him some time as he gets it straightened out again, but it's definitely cost him a couple spots there and a lot of time getting back on the track. Tough break for Jorge Lopez, who has had an unbelievably clean race up to that point.
Man, I'm telling you, Jorge Lopez has been literally one of the fastest.
Why did we bring up a race recall replay on Jordy's little incident here as he just gets a little sideways coming out of pit lane as he just spun the tires a little too much, and that cost him a lot of time. Tough break for Jordy.
Man, that is tough right there for Jorge Lopez Jr., buddy. I hate to see that. All right, how about that? How about Ryan Lowe up in first place right now at the moment, but that will change. Malik Ray will be the leader. He's got Alan Gilliland coming right there in front of him in the 28gmercer.com Chevrolet. And Malik Ray, of course, there he is in the JDR Graphics Chevrolet. Those two pushing very hard. Remember, we saw Adam Gilliland start on the outside pole in this race. We know that car is fast. He had the second fastest qualifying time, only behind Ray Alfalla. And this could be very beneficial to Adam here at the end of this race. With these late pit stops, we know for a fact the guys that are making these pit stops here recently will be able to make it to the end. It won't be quite as scary for them as it will be for some of the ones that did not make it in quite as late as they did the early pit stoppers.
As we get to the end of the race, we're through with the scheduled pit stops now, and everybody's on a sprint to the end. And I'm watching Ray Alfalla now as he's teamed up with the crazy paint scheme car of Jari Tain and is pushing hard. I think we're going to see Ray work really hard to try to catch that pack and be one of these top 2 cars for contention.
Boy, you know what? I'm glad that you brought that up, Kane, because now Jarl Taheen and Ray Alfalla are pushing up towards Timmy Hill and Dylan Duvall up there, and they're not far behind. Those two Ford Fusions right there could catch this front pack in a heartbeat, and if they do, we still have plenty of time to get in this race. Only on lap 165 of 200. I know we're talking like it's the end of the race. We still got a little ways to go. But if these two could catch up, boy, this is going to be some kind of race. Plus, we always have the added fear of the dreaded caution here at Daytona.
Yeah, they can catch up, and I venture to say they will catch up as they're almost there. And once they catch up, I think we're going to see Ray really make a charge for the front as he is running out of laps.
Boy, he's right there. He's there with Timmy Hill now. And Timmy Hill, of course, in his Ford Fusion, been pushing hard all race. Malik Ray caught up top with nobody to draft with at the moment. He went up there and nobody went with him. But up there goes Adam Gilliland up top with him, so it'll be fun to see those two up top right now. Adam Gilliland leads the race, followed by Malik Ray. That is the front pack right now. Those two cars are extremely fast. Malik Ray's been up there all race long. We've seen Adam Gilliland run up and down the field, and but since he's been up here recently, he hasn't moved from this top 5. Adam Gilliland has looked very strong here of late. And look at Ray Alfalla on the high line, by Mr. Taheen in the crazy paint scheme. They're moving on their way up on the high side as well. Kane Ray Alfalla up into 5th, Jarl Taheen in 6th.
Ray got ditched out on the outside now, so and
he'll tuck in just fine on the bottom line. He'll tuck in 5th. Now it's really going to be this front pack. He made it there, and now we should see Chris Hall catch up to Malik Ray for second. That's going to be the kicker, as you want to get this front pack all connected, and I think that's what you're about to see Exactly what you're seeing right now. The 21 car up tall, closing in a hurry up to Malik Ray in that front pack. Right now, Malik Ray and Adam Gilliland switching for temp. And so Malik will lead a few laps and cool his engine down as the Chevy JDR graphic there. I like that, JD right there. We'll just take the R off the JD graphic, but he could sponsor me there, Kane.
JD does a great job with the graphics for a lot of the NASCAR iRacing championship, world championship drivers.
He really does, and I don't want to take anything away from him, man. I'm just cutting up there with him to say that. We're coming up on some lap traffic right now. Hopefully no problem. The lap traffic stays down low, so everybody else will have to come up on the high side. Now, my question is, will this separate Malik Ray and Adam Gilliland from Chris Hall again? It does for a minute. We'll see if Chris Hall will be able to catch back up pretty quickly. Now, here's a car that we haven't talked much about in quite a while, who's definitely in a position to get a win here. About that Fanatec Chevrolet, the number 15 of Pedro Mojica. He's right now currently in the 4th position, right behind Sim Hall. And he is definitely in an attacking position. He can definitely be in victory lane, and we haven't said hardly anything about him.
Yeah, he's kind of snuck up on us there to end up in that 4th position like that. He's just played his cards just right and made it into a great position for coming up on the finish of this race. Right behind him, Ray Alfalla also working real hard to get up to the front.
And here comes the 13 of Dylan Duval and Timmy Hill. They're making their way up. We have reconfigured. How about that? After that front pack had really busted up from the stops, we have the front 9 are all there together, or the front 8. Here comes 9 and 10. Brad Meyer and Chris Overland doing their push to the front, and right behind them is the 11th position driver right now of Tyler Hudson, and you know him from earlier in the race. He's been a threat all races long in the Duval Ford Fusion, Jordy Lopez Jr. And he's being pushed by Patrick Crabtree, so this foursome right here, excuse me, there's 5 of them, could make their way back up to this lead pack, Kane.
That's definitely a pack of cards that you want to keep your eyes on, because
yeah, we're losing Kane a little bit. I'll fill in there, and he'll be back in just a moment. Just a little small. We've had quite a little bit of connection issues. As we've seen some of the drivers have some of the same issues. So hopefully we get everything there straightened out. In the front position right now, we still have Malik Ray, and Adam Gilliland's been pushing for a little bit now. The 28's got to be warming up a little bit. These drivers that are pushing got half, especially this late in the race. They can forget about checking that car temp without being careful, and get the overheat late in the race as things start to wind down. We'll be getting the 25 laps to go here real shortly. Speaking of which, there is the switch right now. As Adam Gilliland does make the switch there, so he did realize he was getting a little hot there, and made the switch. Here on the high side now, the number 13 of Dylan Duval making his move as getting a push by Timmy Hill there in the deuce. And these two are making their way up towards the front.
With 25, almost 27 laps left in the race here, we have seen some amazing races today, JD.
Man, this has been a phenomenal way to start out the NASCAR iRacing series here in 2014. Very impressive. Here we have, I mean, look at some of the names we have here still in this thing. Adam Gilliland, Malik Ray, Chris Hall, Pedro Mojica, Dylan Duval, Timmy Hill, Ray Alfalla, Charles Taheen, Brad Meyer, Tyler Hudson, Jordy Lopez Jr., Chris Overland, Patrick Crabtree, Ryan Lowe still in this thing. Billy Price made his way back up the lead lap. Jason Jacoby in our car that is set for the lucky dog. How about Paul Kashiva back there in the number 25 machine? This is what you call a race.
Oh, they got a car start.
Oh, and it's going to be the number 2 car of Timmy Hill, and is it going to bring out the caution? And this is huge. This changes everything, as that is such a tough break for Timmy Hill there in the number 2 US Chrome Ford Fusion. Let's get a race recall replay. as that was something right there. That happened in a hurry, and as the race recall replay gets pulled up, and as we look right now, Timmy Hill was riding along just fine there, and all of a sudden the 13 car, he was given the push in the turn and just got into him a hair into the back left quarter panel and spun him around, and that's all it takes. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that. Very, very tough break. Hopefully the damage isn't too bad, but it looks like there's some pretty hefty damage to the Timmy Hill's US Chrome Fusion there.
Yeah, the left front looks especially damaged, but hopefully he can finish the race.
Well, one good news is the caution will save him, and he can go get in the pits and stay on the lead lap. But if the damage is too significant there, he could fall back, out of that draft if he's not able to keep up. Now, going into the caution here, we have Malik Ray in the lead right now, currently in first with Adam Gilliland in second. In third, we have Chris Hall with Pedro Mojica in fourth. Rounding out the top five is Ray Alfala in the number 3 car with Jarl Taheen in the Deuce Deuce. Back in 13, Dylan Duvall in the 7th position, and Timmy Hill, of course, was in the 8th position at the time of caution. Now, here's the big news. We have cars going into the pits. It will start with Chris Hall in the number 21 Chevrolet. He's followed by the number 15 machine of Pedro Mojica. Also, Ray Alfala goes into the pits as well. And we also have a few other cars as well that decided to take this gamble. Now, this is big stuff here late in the race. These cars will have fresher tires if they decide to take tires. And I'm watching closely. Ray Alfala is definitely taking right sides. And will he get lefts as well? He does. And the 13 car, it's hard to tell what he's doing. Ray Alfala is off of pit road ahead of Jarl Taheen there in the 22 car. Very interesting. And the 5th place car right now is Tyler Hudson, who decided to stay out there. He did pit, as Chris Hall was the leader off of pit road. Nope, I said that backwards. I apologize. Looks like we had a car that drove straight through pit lane and didn't stop. I'm going to try to see exactly who that was. Timmy Hill is currently still getting work done on his Ford Fusion. And definitely a lot of damage there for Timmy Hill. I hate to see that, man. That was so rough. He was just getting pushed, and
that was tall, drove through the pits without getting any work done.
Who was it, buddy? Chris Hall?
Chris.
Yeah, Chris Hall drove straight through the pits, and that is very odd. I wonder if he overdrove his pit stall and just
changed his mind. I don't know.
Didn't want to throw her in reverse. I'm trying to see. I keep rewinding it to look just to see if maybe he had somebody blocking him into his pit stall, but it doesn't seem that way. He was the leader onto pit road. It looked like he tried to stop, but then just changed his mind. So maybe we can have a talk with him post-race, maybe. I don't know. That was very unique. Well, guys, here we are live. And how about that lucky dog? How about that Get Dirty MX lucky dog? It will go to Paul Kushiba, who welcomed Paul back on the lead lap. Here we are, guys, lap 176, 24 laps left of your Daytona 500, and 17 cars remain on the lead lap this late in the race. This has been one heck of a race, truly very impressive. I'll do a quick rundown of how they run out of the pits in just a moment. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and knock that out now. Right now in the lead is the number 19 machine of Malik Ray. And boy, he's been fast all day long. The JDR Graphics Chevrolet leads the way. And in second place, he's right where he started, is the GMercer.com Chevrolet of Adam Gilliland in second. Brad Maurer in the Chromatic Graphics Chevrolet is in third. Tyler Hudson's currently in fourth with Jordy Lopez Jr. in fifth. In sixth, it's the 31 machine in the Menard Chevrolet, Chris Overland, with Patrick Crabtree back in seventh. In eighth, it's Chris Hall with Ray Alfala in ninth. 10th place and rounds out our top 10 will be Jarl Taheen in the Deuce Deuce, the 22 Ford Fusion, the look it up Ford Fusion, that's what I'll call it. And then we have Pedro Mojica in 11th position. He is in the number 15 Fanatec Chevrolet. Ryan Lowe is back in 12th. Billy Price is in the 13th position with Jason Jacoby in 14th. Paul Kashiba is currently in 15th with Timmy Hill is back in the 16th position and was able to stay on the lead lap. And looks like the crew was able to fix up the car pretty good bit. He still has quite a bit of damage, a little bit of bent up hood. But for the most part, he's still alive, guys. Timmy Hill's still alive in this race. Dylan Duval trails him in the 13GXGaming.com Chevrolet. And that is all the cars on the lead lap. Josh Lawton is currently in 18th, back 3 laps down. We have Jeremy Lucasa back in 19th.
Heading to the pit again.
I'm sorry, Kane. Say that one more time.
Yeah, Jason Jacoby heading pits for, I guess, one last stop and overshot his pit box a little bit. And he decided he wanted to get 4 tires. So Jason Jacoby back into the pits for 4 tires and fuel and heading back out.
Man, that is interesting. As the Big Lot Chevrolet makes that late race decision, that'll be interesting to see how that pans out as we near 20 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. Well, Malik Ray leads the field. The pace car still leads us, and as soon as it gives us the 1 to go signal, looks like we're about the 1 to go now, I think. It's hard to see the lights from here. But the cars are getting ready, and they'll tighten up there to let us know as soon as things are ready to go green. We should have about 21 to go when we go green, if not 20. What a great way to re-rack them here for this finale of this wonderful race, King.
Yeah, there's a couple cars to keep your eyes on. I'm keeping my eyes on Ray Alfala. It's got 4 cars. So he wants to make a hard charge for the front on this, one of the last restarts here. And I think a couple of us went in and got 4 tires as well because they just want to take that hard charge. Also, Adam Gilliland, of course, in the 2nd spot. Keep an eye on him because we know that he's got a lot of speed.
Well, of course, I'm going to keep my eyes on the number 31 machine of Chris Overland, who has been fast all day long. He's only recently fallen back, but here he is back in the lead pack with the restart. Another one I'm going to give my eye to is the leader right now, Malik Ray. He has been fast all day long, and we know that he can do it. Here we go. It's time to get mean. We're going back green, and here we go as we have Malik Ray in the lead, followed by Adam Gilliland. Brad Mauer's in third right now with Jordy Lopez Jr. in fourth. Tyler Hudson's on the high side. He's currently in 4th place now as he just passes Jordy, and he's being pushed by the number 31 of Chris Overland. This is the final stint here at the Daytona 500. We have 21 laps to go, and we will have our Daytona 500 champion. Guys, do not go anywhere, as this is a wonderful, wonderful way to kick off the 2014 NASCAR iRacing Series season. Malik Ray and Adam Gilliland pushing their way out in front and have a nice-sized lead. Jordy Lopez Jr. goes out, and he's trying to catch up as fast as he can. We should see the accordion effect take place.
Well, real quick, I want to mention a big thanks to everybody that stuck with us through the earlier technical problems, and we had to restart the broadcast. So thanks for reconnecting, finding us again, and watching the rest of this race. It has been a fantastic race.
Unbelievable race. Not quite at 500 miles yet, but we're getting there in a hurry. And on the high side, watch for him. We called him out earlier. He had a small mistake, but has made up for it in the Duval designed Ford Fusion. Jordy Lopez Jr. on the high side with Brad Maurer on right behind him in the push. And then we have right off of this lead pack, Ray Alfala and Pedro Mojica back there. They need to team up a little bit and catch this lead pack. It's time to go. And here they come.
Seen Ray Alfala get a little loose earlier as he got down below the yellow line, a little bit of smoke as he got her straightened back up, but he managed to keep it going straight, and I think he'll be catching that pack here for too long.
Tell you, a car I'm impressed with. He's fallen off of that lead pack, but he's not. He's doing a lot better than I thought he would. Timmy Hill involved in the accident. The car seems to be moving just fine. He has the number 27 of Billy Price there to make the push, and there we see the number 22 moving back up. Charles Taheen, he fell back a little bit there and doing okay. Remember now, the number 5 machine of Jason Jacoby, we saw him go back into the pits to get the 4 tires put on. Let's see if those pay off for him or if it hurts. Right now, the car's moving pretty fast.
Back at the front, we got Jordy Lopez Jr. has got another person out there finally on the outside. He was alone on the outside there for a little while. I thought he might fall on the back, but as we see, someone else jumped out there, so he's gotten saved a little bit in his handles up on the outside.
Tyler Hudson decides to go to the high side for a second, then changes his mind. A great move. He gets Adam Gilliland to go to the high side and then dumps back to the bottom. That's going to help him move into the second position here. Yes, it will. He's following Malik Ray now. A fantastic move by Tyler Hudson. Almost a fake move there. Went to the high, then jumped right back down low, and a fantastic move by Tyler Hudson in the number 1 Chevrolet. And I'm telling you what, that Checkpoint Graphics Chevrolet is definitely a car to watch for. And now the dangerous team has hooked up. How about Chris Overland in the number 31 Menard Chevrolet, and in the Sim Pedals Ford Fusion Ray Alfalla. Both cars teamed up and have rejoined this top pack. This is what it's all about, guys. With less than 20 to go here at the Daytona 500, it is still anybody in this top, really in the top 12 can still win this thing.
Yeah, we're seeing it again.
And now we're 3 wide in the turns right now as it starts at the bottom in the number 30 machine in the Raptor Ford Fusion. It is going to be, Patrick Crabtree, and then we also saw Jordy Lopez Jr., and then up top, of course, Chris Overland in the 31 Menard Chevrolet. And now up top right now, we still have the battle between Malik Ray down low being pushed by Tyler Hudson. And then up top is Adam Gilliland and Brad Maurer. This is what it's all about. Will the high line prevail, or will the low line be where it's been? The low line has been the fast side almost all race long. We're 3 wide again near the 3rd position. Brad Maurer gets stuck up top. Ray Alfalla now moving up towards the front. This is why he is the 2-time NASCAR iRacing World Championship champion back-to-back season. And here he is following Chris Overland up on the high line. This is what it's all about. He's side by side now with Malik Ray, also Tyler Hudson in the picture. Here comes Chris Hall on the bottom side as well.
Yeah, these guys are definitely showing some aggression. Well, not aggression, but definitely showing some anxiousness to get to the front. And I know this race is coming to an end here before too long, and these guys for a little 15 laps or so.
Side by side in the front right now, we have Chris Overland up top being pushed by Ray Alfalla. Down on low, we have Adam Gilliland being pushed by the number 19 of Malik Ray in the JDR Graphics Chevrolet. Also now, Ray Alfalla chooses to go down to the bottom line. Tyler Hudson will join. Chris Overlay has nowhere to go. He will have to wait for the 15 machine of Pedro Mojica to get his push. This is crazy right now. It's all about making the decisions and who's going to make the winning decision as we get closer towards 10 to go. Right now, 14 remain on the sheet here. We have in this top pack Adam Gilliland in the lead with Malik Ray in second. Third goes to Ray Alfalla at the moment with Tyler Hudson behind him. Up on top right there, of course, is Chris Overland. Back in the 15th car is Pedro Mojica, Brad Maurer, Jordy Lopez Jr., Chris Hall, Patrick Crabtree, all a part of this win, or all still able to win this race at the moment. This
as Jordy Lopez Jr. joins the outside pack with the 15 and the 31, starting to see them gain a little bit of progress on that lower line. 31, there's just barely enough room there, and
yeah, the 31 machine had second thoughts there, Kane, and moved back to the high line. And now Ray Alfalla will be able to pull up to the number 19 of Malik Ray. And I'm telling you, this is really getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Almost getting down to literally almost to the 10 to go mark. It is very, very crucial that you get into the position you need to be to make your move. These guys have a strategy in their heads and know what they need to do, and they are trying to make that happen right now.
Yeah, all these guys have proven that their strategies, each of them have had a pretty good strategy through there as we get down to almost 10 to go, and they're all here up at the front. So great job to all these guys for having such a great Daytona 500.
Here comes Malik Gray to the high side. He wants to get out front. Malik Gray trying to make any move he can. He gets in front of the fast Menard Chevrolet Chris Overland in hopes that he can push past Adam Gilliland down there in the 28. The 28 is being it's going to be very tough to pass when he's being pushed by Ray Alfala. Looked like Ray might have got a little loose there. They did not lose any much speed at all. Malik Ray is trying to get the pass. Very close as he comes down just in front of the 28 of Adam Gilliland. A scary moment there as that was very close. I don't know if you could have put a paper in between those two cars right there, Ken. That was very, very close. Right now, car down on the apron, no problem for these guys getting around just fine. The 31 car needs to get going. He is falling back a little bit. He is pushed back in front of the number 15 of Pedro Mojica and really needs to get going. Also in danger right now in the back of this front pack is Chris M. Hall. Also in the Raptor Ford Fusion is the number 30 of Patrick Crabtree. These drivers need to get up in a hurry. We are going to be 10 to go. And look who just joined the high side being pushed right now. It's Ray Alfala being pushed by Tyler Hudson on the high side. Tyler ducks down low and leaves Ray by himself. Will the 31 join him? Overland does. We see not one but two cars go to the high side to push with Ray Alfala. Jordy Lopez Jr. thinks about he thought about going high but ended up staying low. We will be 10 to go at the checkered line. Boy, can you believe it, Kane? 10 to go here at the start-finish line. This thing is going in a hurry. These guys are fighting for position right now. Malik Ray is your leader with 10 to go.
Jordy Lopez Jr. got out there in front of Ray Alfala. It turned out to be a pretty good move as Ray Alfala is pushing him pretty good. I think they may make their way to the front.
Yeah, right now this front pack is really moving. We do have a little bit of traffic right ahead of these guys. And it's up on the high side, and it makes it 3 wide all the way down, and it's no problem as it's through the straightaway. Here on the backstretch right now, Malik Ray currently holding the lead, trying to stay ahead of Jordy Lopez Jr. and Ray Alfala up top. Jordy Lopez Jr. will take the lead and duck down to the bottom. He comes back to the top to make sure he keeps the lead, and then Ray Alfala has nobody there with him for a minute or two. He's all by himself, but still somehow able to hold the speed, and he will record second place at 9 to go.
Yeah, he's starting to have a little bit of drop-off from not having a drafting partner as Chris Overland catches his back bumper. So we all may not be lost as he does have a drafting partner come up behind him. And now one's come out in front of him. So Ray Alfala has a chance as he's got some drafting partners.
Well, all the way back in 9th place, Chris Hall has a chance as well as him and Patrick Crabtree look to have fallen out of the first lead pack here, and now they are right back in it as they caught up to the number 10 machine of Brad Maurer, who's been a fast car all day long. And look at the new leader right now. It's Jordy Lopez Jr. in the 17, and he's trying to stay in front of the 19 JDR Graphic Chevrolet of Malik Ray. This is very intense now as we head towards near the end of this race. It's going to be 8 to go this time by. Guys, keep your eyes peeled. Do not miss a thing. This thing could end in a hurry. And right now, it's going to be Tyler Hudson who's going to try to make a move. He's going to try to get by the number 19 of Malik Ray, and he will get side by side. He's going to end up pushing the 17. He's got to be careful in the corner not to push too much. We've already seen trouble with Timmy Hill doing that earlier. It can end in a hurry. These cars are very tight right now, and Jordy Lopez Jr. will lead the pack here heading towards the start-finish line. The low line seems to be maybe the place to be right now. The 28 of Adam Gilliland pushing Malik Ray hard up top. The 31 car really needs to catch a good draft and catch a really big momentum boost here late in the race. He's fallen back to the 9th position. And also another car that is starting to move his way towards the front is the 10 machine of Brad Maurer. He's riding side by side with Ray Alfala right now. Has really, here comes Tyler Hudson, decides to go up top for a minute, and we have a new leader. It's Malik Ray being pushed by Adam Gilliland. Adam's going to try to cut Malik down low and will not have room. Malik makes it down to the bottom to stop the run by Adam Gilliland.
Tyler Hudson makes his way up beside Jordy Lopez Jr. and waiting on a push from Tin Car, and as soon as he catches there, hopefully he'll get a push up closer to the front.
Man, right now, Adam Gilliland up on the top, tries to find any way he can. Tyler Hudson to the rescue as he will push Adam Gilliland hopefully to a lead. As Adam thinks right now, Malik Ray has a fantastic car as the JDR Graphics Chevrolet being pushed by the number 17 of Jordy Lopez Jr. This is getting crazy here at the end of this race. Guys, at the line, it will be 5 to go at the Daytona 500.
Todd Marsh seems to have backed off of Tyler Hudson just a little bit, but Tyler has took the back of the 28 car and pushing pretty good, trying to make their way up to the front.
And right now, the high and low line, everybody's sitting, and when is going to be the time to make the final move? It is really going to come down to the nitty-gritty here. Right now, you have on the bottom low Malik Ray and Jordy Lopez Jr., Adam Gilliland, all trying to make their moves. Also, Tyler Hudson, Ray Alfala in the picture, as well as the 15 machine of Pedro Mojica. Also, Brad Maurer. I mean, anybody can win this thing. It is so close right now.
Side by side by side by side as we get down to pretty cool.
Yeah, this is awesome right here. Adam Gilliland able to get ahead of Malik Ray, and on the high side now, the race will be between Adam Gilliland and Tyler Hudson for the moment. Tyler Hudson being pushed up at the top. He is being pushed by Brad Maurer in the number 10 Chevrolet, and then behind him, Chris Overland in the 31 Menard Chevrolet. A race as Adam Gilliland gets out to a nice lead for the moment with Malik Ray doing the pushing, and then Jordy Lopez Jr. in the 17 as those three really have a great show on the bottom line. And look at this, Tyler Hudson goes down to tuck down into the bottom line. Very, very, very close.
Yeah, there was just enough room there. He'd seen it and took it. And that was definitely close. And he's sideways.
And we got cars bouncing everywhere. Tyler Hudson is involved. We're going to have to get a race call replay immediately on that one as the caution will come out. With 2 to go, this race is over, ladies and gentlemen. That will conclude the Daytona 500. Your winner will be the number 28 Chromonix Chevrolet, or I'm sorry, Gmercer.com Chevrolet, Adam Gilliland.
Yeah, as we see Tyler just he's just little just not trying to figure out which way to go. Does he go high? Does he go low? And in the course of making that decision, his bumper gets hooked and around he goes. And that's all she wrote for Tyler Hudson.
And that's all she wrote for the race, man. What a fantastic race. I hate to end under caution, but these guys were literally fighting for this chance, and my goodness, that was close. That was so close to not happening. I just hate it did. And of course, as the guys pace, I will read off the final results as soon as they cross the final line. The win will go to Adam Gilliland there, and a fantastic job for him. He started on the outside pole, and remember early in the race, we talked about him falling to the back and then heading back to the front. But really a really good job by Mercer.com Chevrolet. It obviously was very fast starting on the outside pole. Was fast all race long. How about the second place finish will go to Malik Ray in the JDR Graphic Chevrolet. He was extremely fast all day long. Jordy Lopez Jr., you talked about him earlier, Kane, all day. He's been unbelievable. He even had a small slip and was able to bounce back in the Duval Ford Fusion there. He will finish and get the final podium here at the Daytona 500.
Yeah, he has had a great race. Yeah, it seems like he really played all his cards right, and it seemed like every time we looked, he was just there riding right up in those top 5 cars. So definitely a great strategy by Jordy Lopez Jr.
Yeah, here the white flag will be out. I mean, the white flag will be waving this time by with the yellow. It'll be a dual wave here, and they'll caution their way around the final lap. But how about Brad Maurer there on the number? He's going to come across in the 4th position as they start the final lap here. And then in the one, Chris Overland, that Menard Chevrolet was extremely fast all day long. And how about a top 5 for Chris Overland? Very, very impressive here in this Daytona 500. Going to be a lot of points awarded to all these guys in the top 5. Then you go back to Chris Hall. How about him to get the 6th finish? He almost fell off of the lead pack there at the end, and then found a way to get in the 6th position right there before the caution wave. Then Ray Alfalla will finish in the 7th position, and very good job for the Sim Pedals Ford Fusion to start his season in the 7th position. Very nice for Ray Alfalla. Back in 8th, Pedro Mojica in the Fanatec Chevrolet. Banged up, but the car will get a top 10 as he finishes in 8th. Very good job there, Pedro. Very impressive. In the Raptor Ford Fusion, that thing, you can't even see the front of it. It's gone, Kane, and he's going to get a top 10 as well. The Trick Crabtree will get a 9th place finish with Jason Jacoby. How about the big lots? How about the big lots of Jason Jacoby? That Chevrolet will finish and round out our 10.
And today is just extra exciting. What a great race this Daytona 500 has panned out to be.
It really was, and it looks like Tyler Hudson, even involved in the wrecking, is going to be able to finish. It looks like he will finish in the 3rd position. And for being in a wreck, I know that was terrible because he had a chance to win this thing, but not all is lost. Coming across in the 13th position is okay, but right now let's our eyes on the number 28 car as we get ready to cross the finish line under yellow here at the Daytona 500. And your champion here in 2014 will go to the gmercer.com Chevrolet. Congratulations to the 2nd outside winner there of Adam Gilliland. Congratulations on winning the Daytona 500. What a good job there by Adam, and we'll have to watch the victory lap here, and of course I'm sure he's going to give us one heck of a burnout there, Kane.
Yeah, Daytona 500 wouldn't be complete without the leader doing a victory lap, and of course some donuts to signify that they are the Daytona champion.
That's it, man, and that's what it is. It's not even a winner. You are the Daytona 500 champion. And that is something you can always take with you, man. And you can always say, you know, I won the Daytona 500 to start off the 2014 NASCAR iRacing Series Championship. And that's awesome, man. That's quite an accomplishment when you raced with 32 sim racing's greatest oval drivers. And that's very, very impressive.
Seems like extra impressive to me because at the start, Adam...
Here he goes.
Adam, you know, fell to the back of the field like he did intentionally. He intentionally went to the back of the field and then caught his way all the way back up and ultimately won the race.
Yeah, the strategy definitely played out well in his favor. Now he's burning it down right there in the middle of the O in Daytona. It's awesome, right, for the number 28. I'm very, very excited for him. That's a great way to start the season. And now that everybody's crossed the finish line, and we will go ahead and do a final rundown as Adam begins his celebration here in Daytona. All right, in first place, of course, you know it, Adam Gilliland takes victory here at Daytona International Speedway. And in second place, the number 19 machine of Malik Ray. In third was Jordy Lopez Jr. Rounding out the top 3, Brad Maurer comes across in fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is Chris Overland in the Menards 31 machine. Chris Hall finishes in 6th with Ray Alfalla in 7th. Pedro Mojica will finish 8th, and 9th belongs to Patrick Crabtree. Rounding out the top 10 will be Jason Jacoby and Ryan Lowe in 11th. Jarl Taheen in 12th position, and Dylan Duvall in 13th. Timmy Hill finishes in 14th even after the wreck. A very good job by Timmy. Billy Price finishes in 15th and Paul Kashiba in 16th. Tyler Hudson did fall to 17th. And then in 18th, Jeremy Lakuska finishes in 18th. Luke Christian in 19th. And the top 20 driver rounds out with Joshua Lawton. Michael Johnson will finish 21st with Patrick Baldwin finishing 22nd. 23rd will belong to Logan Sheets and Michael Conti in 24th. Justin Bolton will finish in the 25th position. 26th goes to Wade Husted. Sean Robbins, 27th. 28th, Case Brinkman. Carson McClelland in the 29th. And then 30th goes to Brandon Hawk. 31st, Mitchell Hunt. And rounding out the 32-car field is Jared Crawford. That's how they ran here at the 2014 NASCAR iRacing Series Daytona 500. And Kane, how about that 200-lap, 500-mile journey we just went on?
Man, that was great. It was just as exciting as I thought it was going to be. You know, so many different cars had so many, varying strategies that played out to equal a great, fantastic race all the way to the end.
And I want to get Chris Hall in here for a quick interview if I can. Chris, do you have a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Wonderful, buddy. Man, what a fantastic way to finish the race there. Outstanding job getting the 6th place finish here at the Daytona 500, starting with 32 of SimRacing's greatest oval drivers here to start off the 2014 NASCAR iRacing Series season, buddy. A great way to start.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a crazy race. Can't believe we went green as long as we did at the end there. Everybody held their line and raced real hard but clean there, and it was really fun. Got lucky there with the final wreck, able to just avoid it, and got solid points for the week. So no matter what happens the rest of the week, I can fall back on that.
That's right, buddy. That was really, really good. I almost thought that for a moment there you were back in the 9th place, and it looked like you were very close to being in danger of falling off of that lead pack there at the end, and were somehow able to hang on there, and then you started to move your way back towards the front. I thought if we didn't have a caution, you might have a chance to get up there and win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was working with Patrick Crabtree at the end. He helped me a lot, kept me up there, but I knew we couldn't. 3 wide doesn't work well here, and we wouldn't have gotten any momentum off the top lane. So we knew our best bet was stay low, and if the wreck came, it'd probably wash up the track. So got lucky there at the end, but yeah, Patrick kept me in there.
Well, Chris, tell us about your pit stop where you drove through the pit lane.
Yeah, I had Patrick and the other team speak, and we wanted to get hooked up. I was up in like the top 6 area. And so he stayed out, and he was the last car to stay out, so I just went right through and ended up behind him to get hooked up quickest.
Ah, I see. It was a little bit of strategy there. Awesome.
Yeah, man, and talking to you, Chris, you had a fantastic start to the season here at Daytona. It's awesome. It's legendary, the Daytona 500. Next week, we head off to Phoenix International. And it's totally different than from the restrictor plate racing here at Daytona. Is it a tough track for you out at Phoenix, or is it one of the ones we can see you out there for the fighting for the victory?
Phoenix is going to be tough. I feel like over at Premier Motorsports Group, we got good sets going. I'm working hard on Phoenix already, but it's definitely not my favorite track. But I think we'll look pretty promising next week. Everybody over there's got good setups, and we're look pretty strong, I think.
Well, I tell you what, Chris, thanks so much for coming by and having a chat with us here at V8 Online. We just wanted to congratulate you on a top 10 finish, almost a top 5 there, man. That's very incredible. And hopefully Phoenix won't give you too much trouble. We'll be looking for you to do well there to continue your good point streak going on right now.
Yeah, if I could, I just want to say thanks to Mark at Fast Track Sims for helping me out this year, and NRT Game Servers, and Glenn Stanley at Stanley Graphics for the paint. Thanks, guys, again.
And thanks a lot. That is Chris Hall. That was a fantastic job by Chris, and we thank him for coming by and chatting with us. Next, I want to get in here another guy for an interview. I want to get in Jason Jacoby if I can. Jason, do you get a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, I gotcha.
Oh, that's great news. We saw the Big Lot Chevrolet have a good run over in the Daytona shootout last week, and here he is in the Daytona 500, and is able to get out of here with a top 10 finish. How about it, buddy?
Thank you, JD. Yeah, speaking of the Big Lots car, Big Lots has got some great sales still going on. So if you head on to your local Big Lots, check those out. But yeah, man, actually, my teammates from Wahoo Motorsports, none of them were able to make the race except me. So I paired up with Luke Christian, who I've run a couple C-Fix races with, and we had a good plan. We were going, and then there was a connection issue with one of the cars out there, and it kind of put Luke in the wall and got him some damage. And so then I teamed up with Patrick Baldwin, and we were just flying. He had a really good pushing car, and then we had a little bit of connection issue between ourselves, and I kind of got into him and turned him sideways, and it got me nose damage. So I was slow for the latter part of the race there, and just trying to keep up, and worked with Billy Price a little bit, and worked at the end there with Jarl Teen and Ryan Lowe, so that was good. Got a good top 10 finish. But I'd love to give a shout out to everyone watching the race, and also Stacey Evans, Todd Turk, Bob Chipman, Shane Doherty, Timmy Bubba, a whole bunch of people. I know I'm missing some, Philip Aber, but anyway, yeah, thanks guys for having me on here.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we always enjoy racing like this. It's fantastic. And, of course, the Daytona 500, what a way to start the NASCAR iRacing series here in 2014. We head off to Phoenix next weekend, and we look forward to seeing you on track out there. Jason, congratulations here on the top 10, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
And that is Jason Jacoby, everybody, driver of the Big Lot Chevrolet. Had a fantastic job here at Daytona. He couldn't have asked for a better start there after what happened with the damage to the car. Kane, that was very fortunate. He also rode in the back of this pack, this 32-car field early in the race. So for him to make his way all the way up through this field to finish in the top 10 is very, very good. So that's very good news there for him, especially he was the only Wahoo Motorsports driver that was in this race tonight. So, you know, congratulations to him.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of the Wahoo guys in the shootout last week. They had some awesome cars. I remember their paint jobs were very unique and very cool. But definitely, we've seen several drivers tonight manage to come from pretty far back, clear to the front. You know, some of them making up 20-plus spots. So very exciting to see, you know, cars being able to do that, come clear from the back, clear to the front. And as we've seen with the leader, went from the front to the back, to the front, the back, and then back to the front again. So I don't think he went all the way to the back whenever he went back the second time, but he still went back pretty far, then made it all the way back to the front again. So just an exciting race all the way around. And the guys just showed such tremendous talent tonight. The amount of green flag laps that we run and such close, clean racing from these guys. I'm very excited for the rest of this season. I just think it's going to be a very phenomenal season.
I do too. I think that the biggest mover in today's race was, I believe, it was the number 31 Menard Chevy of Chris Overland. He started in the 32nd position and finished in 5th. That is very impressive, Chris. So congratulations on that. That's very, very impressive. A lot of other big movers too, Kane. Billy Price was another one. Paul Kashiba moved quite a bit. And then Michael Johnson moved up a lot too when he was up there. But unfortunately, remember, he had the connection issues. But congratulations once again to all of our top 10 drivers here today at the Daytona 500. It was really a phenomenal race. What a way to start the season. And once again, we do want to congratulate Adam Gilliland on a victorious Daytona 500. And that is something that he can hold his head up forever here in the sim racing world, as he will always be a Daytona 500 champion. Kane, is there any other wonderful final thoughts before we pack up and head out to Phoenix, buddy?
Well, I think we might get a chance to talk to the race winner here, Adam Gilliland.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Let me see if I can get Adam in here with us. Adam, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Awesome news right here in victory, man. Victory lane talk right here. Congratulations on the victory at the Daytona 500 NASCAR iRacing Series. That is one heck of a performance, buddy.
Yeah, it felt really good. This is one of the wins. I've already won the Drivers' World Championship race here. And I've come as close as finishing second in this race to Ray Alfalo a few years back, so I definitely wanted to finally win this. But to make it even better, it was the biggest strength of field in iRacing history. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and I'm glad that I spent 3.5 hours of my life and it paid off to something like a win in that race.
Absolutely, buddy, and it was a blast to watch. That had to be very intense there at the end. Unfortunately, it did end under caution, but it was great that you were up there in the first in that first spot, buddy. When it did. When you watch the broadcast, we had a little bit of a connection issue ourselves, so it'll probably be in 2 parts, I believe. But it was a wonderful race. You started on the outside pole. Obviously, you had an extremely fast car here, and it definitely showed. We saw you at the beginning of the race actually fall back a good way. We didn't know if that was part of your strategy, was to try to fall back a little bit out of the danger zone and then fight your way back up towards the front near the latter half of the race, or what?
Yeah, well, started out the race obviously in second, and where I was starting, I was actually wanting to start in front and the back, so I was going to drive in a pit stall, but I didn't get that chance, so I found my way to the back. But I was going to ride with my teammate Timmy Hill there for the good portion of the race, and finally I got bored enough of running back there, and I wanted to get to the front. The car was so stout. With qualifying, I think 4 of us in the top 5 overall, and then just I think we had 4 guys in there. Between us 4, we led 99 laps, which is half the race. So we've got a really stout package, both in race trim and Q trim, and I'm really excited about that with the NASCAR iRacing.com Series World Championship race next Tuesday here at Daytona.
Absolutely, buddy. And anybody else you want to give a big thanks or a shout out to here?
Yeah, I got to first and foremost give a thanks to my sponsor and on the DWC side, Gary Mercer Trucking. I also got to thank Tim's Corner Motorsports and JDR Graphics, as well as you guys for doing this series. For a lot of people are excited that you guys are broadcasting the series, and I think it's really cool that you guys did that.
Oh, thank you very much, buddy. And we're very, very excited to be here all season long. And like I said, unfortunately, we hit a little bit of a technical issue about 60 laps in, but we were very fortunate. The wonderful guys at V8's Online, the tech support group, did a phenomenal job in helping us get back live to cover this excellent race. So thanks a lot, buddy, for coming in and chatting with us post-race. As always, you can always catch us here for a post-race interview, buddy. We head out to Phoenix International Speedway next week, buddy, and I hope it's a good track for you there, Adam.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. We're always really good at short tracks, so I don't see any reason why we can't be as fast, if not a little bit faster.
Well, how about this? You're on top of the charts right now, buddy. Keep it going next week at Phoenix.
All right, thank you guys. Take care.
Take it easy. That is Adam Gilliland, ladies and gentlemen, your Daytona 500 champion here in the NASCAR iRacing Series. That's an awesome feeling to win. He said it 3 hours worth of racing, Kane, against the world's best oval sim racers, and you come out on top. How about that? The highest strength of field series in the NASCAR iRacing Series for a Daytona 500. It was over 6,300 for the strength of field. That is incredible. That's a lot of talent out there.
It is a lot of talent, and there was some other high strength of field drivers out there that wasn't even able to make the race. So it could have even been much higher than that, as I had been contacted by a couple drivers that had over 6,000 I rating also that was going to miss the race. So man, I definitely look forward. I'm telling you, that's a feat in itself, just getting that high I rating. So congratulations to those drivers, and I can't wait to see them on the track next week at Phoenix. It's going to be great. So I think it's been a blast here at the Daytona 500, and we go to Phoenix next week. Broadcasting these races is definitely going to be a great thing. I can't wait. It's to the next one.
I'm counting right now. I think we had 12 of the world champion drivers in here. I mean, I had 13 or 14 pro drivers. And then we have of course, the others that are trying to earn those prestigious black stripes this season, Kane. And best of luck to him. And Adam Gilliland is one of the champion drivers. He's a world champion driver right now. The highest driver that did finish that is a Class A driver was Malik Ray. Also, another Class A driver finished third. How about Jordy Lopez Jr.? Very good job by him. Man, he had one of the best cars all day there in the number 17. Man, that Ford Fusion was on fire. He just had that small slip up and still put himself in a position to win this race.
Yeah, he did. He definitely had one of the best races. Aside from just coming short of the win, he definitely had one of the best races of the night. I don't think it led a whole lot of laps, but he was definitely right up there for the entire race. So congratulations to Jordy on a great race, and can't wait to see more from him this season.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the big things is when we move on this season, and it's been a wonderful time. Thanks everybody for coming out, and especially for you guys that stayed through us through the entire race. That made it through all the technical difficulties that like I said, the technical staff here at the V8s Online did a wonderful job to get us back live to you guys. And I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we will be back next Wednesday the same time here for V8s Online. And you definitely want to come by and check out some of the other great events we have at V8s Online. We also have on Mondays in the U.S. time, we have our V8 Supercar Series. And it is just some of the best road racers in all the sim racing, and it is unbelievable. Go check those guys out. They do a phenomenal job. Also, we have the new GT3 series on iRacing on V8s Online as well. Definitely a killer new series to add to the bunch. So plenty of racing going on at V8s Online. There's also the V8 Supercar America series as well on Friday evenings U.S. time. If you go over to v8sonline.com, you can check out all the action, including this race right here. We'll be back live at the next same time next Wednesday evening, live from Phoenix International Speedway.
We don't want to miss we don't want to forget to mention Short Shift as well.
No, we don't.
Series that a couple of the guys put together. It's going to cover everything sim racing. I think they've got a show coming out where they're going to review a piece of sim racing equipment and stuff like that. The last series show, they went to a place in Australia that had a bunch of sim rigs and stuff, and that was very cool. They had a driver interview with one of the top drivers, so it was a really cool episode. Yeah, Bo Tails interview. It was excellent. So these guys are really putting together a great show. It's going to be great to get some of the NASCAR guys involved in that as well. So can't wait for more episodes from Short Shift. I also want to mention that this was the very first race of the season. I can't wait for more. It was also our first broadcast of the season. So another thing you guys can look for is to watch us get better week after week as we grow with this series. It's we had a few little bumps in the road today, but as this series progresses, I think we're going to get better. And I think this series is really going to be amazing.
Yeah, this series can definitely be very intense all season long. The action will be extreme as we have everybody fighting for the title this season. And I can't wait to see how things unfold. We'll keep a close eye on the point standings as we progress through this 2014 NASCAR iRacing series. Of course, this is the open series, the open setup series. So keep that in mind as we watch, as these guys put in a lot of hours worth of work each week in preparation for these races. It's very, very intense and going to be really fun to watch. But I think that's going to be about all the fun here. I do want to say one more thing. I don't know what it is, but I was watching the V8 Supercar race on Monday, and Mr. Jay Kennedy was racing in the race. One of our good friends here at V8s Online. I said some special news I couldn't say yet, so I'm still waiting to hear from that. So stay tuned to V8s Online for all that good stuff. And we definitely want to hear that news. So I'll be staying tuned. You guys do the same. In the meantime, you guys hold everything down real good. Enjoy the racing, and come back and see us live next week here on NASCAR iRacing Series here at V8s Online. I'm JD Smith with Kane Craft right there beside me all the way, man. It's going to be a great season, buddy. Anything else you got before we head home?
No, that's pretty much it. Just special thanks to V8 Online for carrying the series, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys, make sure you tune in next Wednesday night, same time and the same place. We'll be live coming to you from Phoenix International Raceway. Y'all have a great night.